Hey my loves, it's your girl Misa Love, and I'm back at you with another video. If you are new here, welcome sis, and if you're not new here, welcome back sis. You know it's nothing but love over here on this channel. So you guys, today we are doing something totally different. We are doing a mukbang story time. Yes, you heard me right. We are doing a mukbang story time. So today I have snow crab legs, I have corn, I have potatoes, I have jumbo shrimp, and I also have my lemon juice, I have spicy butter garlic sauce, and I also have, of course, my secret sauce. So it is what it is. And we cannot forget our cocktail. Hello. So cheers my loves, and let's get started with story time. So as you guys have read on my thumbnail, I'm sure you're trying to figure out what is this girl talking about. My boss almost killed me. Yes, you read that right. We're gonna jump right on into the story time. So I was working at this after school program as the secretary administrative assistant. That's so good. And okay, let me rewind. I did not apply for this job. An ex-friend of mine, and yes I said ex because we are no longer friends, I am gonna call her Naya. So an ex-friend of mine named Naya called me one day, and this was right after I had my daughter. So I got a phone call and I was asked, hey, are you ready to get back to work? I have a position at my job that's available and I think you would be great for it. Now, me and Naya has been friends since high school. So I was like, okay, like she's trustworthy. I could give this job a shot. So long story short, I met the supervisor, well, the owner of the business, and she gave it okay for me to start. Cool. It was no problem. You know, everything went well for the first couple of weeks. But then, that corn is hitting. So then, after a couple of weeks passed, I started getting complaints like, why your pants so tight? And why you gotta come to work like that? And that's unprofessional, this and that. Now granted, when she hired me, she didn't have an issue with my clothing. So fast forward, like I said, I'm the administrative assistant. So the company that I was working for, it was ran by a husband and a wife. My friend Naya was like a tutor in the program. It was an after school care program. So the husband will train me on the computer. Now, this is where the problem came in at. Sorry y'all, it's so good. So the husband will come in and train me on the new programming and stuff that they was transitioning to, because I came in at a time where they was transitioning to a different program on how to insert the payments and stuff like that. And he would sit to my desk with me, which was in the front of the establishment, and he would teach me the things on the computer. Now this particular day where my boss threatened my life, the husband was there. We're gonna call him Mark. So Mark was there, and he was sitting at my desk, and he was showing me how to do the input with the new system. Now I'm sitting at the desk with Mark. His wife is in front of the desk with the parent. and they're going over, you know, different things about her child being in the program and stuff like that. Talking about, you know, program stuff with a parent. So, excuse me. Mark kept saying, wow, I'm hungry. I could really eat. And I ignored it the first time. So I'm like, maybe he's trying to get his wife's attention because she was standing directly in front of us. So, Mark says it again. He goes, wow, I'm really hungry. I haven't eaten all day. I could really eat. Me still sitting there minding my business. So he says it a third time. Wow, I'm really hungry. I could really eat. I haven't ate all day. Now, now, when the students come in from school, from their dad's school, we do provide like little lunch packs for them. You know, it could be different things. It could be spaghetti, it could be salads, it could be all types of things. So this particular day, I'll never forget, they had spaghetti, they had salad, and they had like a little dinner roll with the juice. So after he said for the third time that he was hungry, I looked over at him and I was like, you want me to get you something to eat? We still have some trays left from earlier when the kids ate, because everybody wasn't in full attendance and it was still trays left. So he goes, well, thank you. I will, you know, love something to eat. I'm so hungry. So I was like, okay, I'll get up while you're logging into whatever you're doing. I'll get up and I'll, you know, get you something to eat. So I saw her look over at me, but I didn't pay it no mind, you know. I proceeded to go to the fridge, which is not too far from my desk. I pull out a tray. I warm up the spaghetti. I prepare the salad. I put the salad dressing on the side because I didn't know if he wanted it or not. Once the microwave stopped, I took the tray, I grabbed some napkins, and I took him the food, and I also took him the side salad with the salad dressing. And I told him, well, I put this on the side because I wasn't sure if you wanted to eat the salad dressing or not. And he was like, thank you so much, you're so thoughtful. And I was like, no problem. And I was like, oh, I apologize, I didn't offer you anything to drink with your food. Who doesn't like something to drink with their food? Who don't like something to drink with their food? So I asked him, I was like, oh, you know, I apologize, I didn't offer you anything to drink. Would you like something to drink with your meal? He looked up, he smiled, he said, what do they have in there? I say, well, we have water, we have, you know, Coke, and there's also juices. He was like, I will take a cup of Coke. I said, is a can fine? Because that's all we have. And he was like, of course. So I got back up and I walked over to the fridge, being the great assistant that I was, because granted, it was both of their business, so therefore I was his assistant as well. So I walked back over to the fridge and I grabbed him a Coke. I take it to him, and yes, I can be extra sometime, and I popped the can open and I offered him a straw. That was a bit extra. Mark proceeded to tell me thank you, he really appreciated it. Fast forward, Mark eat his food. As he's still showing me, you know, the different systems, we complete the task for the day. He showed me all the new logins. He showed me the new programming. I have an understanding of it. Cool. We're done for the day. Mark gets up and he leaves. So after Mark leaves, she comes out of her office, my boss. We're going to call her Kathy. Kathy comes out of her office and she leans over on my desk. I had like the L-shaped desk, so it was the front where the computer was, and then it was like another side with an extra like extended desk, and I sat like in the middle. So she leans over just like this, and she said to me, "Just to let you know, I have a gun at home and I know how to use it." Whoa. Mind blowing. Like, I was I was so caught off guard. I'm like, did she really just threaten me? Like, are you serious? That was a threat. I looked at her and I was like, excuse me? She said, "You heard what I said. I have a gun at home and I know how to use it." So I remember picking up the phone and I called my mom. And I told my mom what she said. And my mom said, "You have to understand that women are very territorial and you might be at your end of the road at that job." This is what my mother told me. Literally the next day, when I came into work, yes, I still went back to work. She called me into her office. She had the accountant in there as well. I guess he was her witness. They was going over the books. And she told me that my services was no longer needed. And like I explained to her, I said, I went over and beyond here at this job. I did my job. I did Naya's job, which she put off a lot of things on me. She was the tutor. There's a lot of things that she did not do that she was supposed to do that fell upon me. And I feel like I was taken advantage of a lot. And Naya stood right there and watched her talk to me the way she did. And she was like, "You're dismissed pretty much. You're no longer, your services are no longer needed." And I'm not gonna lie, my feelings was hurt because I feel like I went over and beyond in that job. So at this point, I'm fired. Like, she let me know my services was no longer needed. So after that happened, I'm not gonna lie, I still stayed cool with Naya. Up until the point she invited me to her baby shower. So maybe like a month after I left the job, Naya extended an invitation to her baby shower and I accepted. So y'all remember I said Kathy threatened me with a gun. And this was all because I guess in her mind she felt I was flirting with her husband. So fast forward to the baby shower. Naya proves to me that she wasn't never my friend because her baby shower had seating arrangements and she seated me at the exact table with Kathy. So cool. We're sitting there. I actually invited my sister to go with me. We're sitting at the table. We're enjoying the music. They have open bar. I grab a drink. Kathy is staring at me the entire time. Just staring at me. I feel not necessarily uncomfortable. I'm like in an unbothered state of mind, you know, because I know that I did nothing wrong. So to make matters worse, Mark, which is Kathy's husband, walks up to me, pulls out a chair and sits directly next to me. So I'm sitting this way and Mark pulls up a chair and he's sitting next to me in the chair, but his legs are going this way. And he leans over and he asks me, "So, how have you been?" Kathy's eyes get huge, like humongous, like, is he really doing that? So I told him, I said, "I'm fine." And you know, I had a petty moment and I was like, it's really messed up how things went down at the job because your wife fired me for no reason. Mark's exact words to me was, sometimes God moves you out of situations because he could see things and hear things that you cannot, and everybody does not mean you well. He told me this, so he knew his wife was shady as hell. And he leaned over and said that to me, and to me, it provided closure for the situation in a sense, in some weird type of way. And I end up getting up from the table because at this point, another girl that we went to school with is sitting next to me, and my sister is sitting next to her. So he's continuing trying to engage in conversation with me, and I can see how she's looking at me. So I don't want anybody to speculate anything. I don't want anybody to be uncomfortable, and I know I'm not that type of person. So, and I could tell Mark had been drinking. So I feel, they say a drunk man tells no lies. So I feel like if he was sober, he probably wouldn't have stepped to me that way in front of his wife, but he did. So to diffuse the situation, because I saw how Kathy was looking at me, I leaned over and I told the girl who was sitting next to me to tell my sister, let's go. You know, it was time to go. So the other girl I went to school with, who was sitting next to me, leaned over to me and was like, if that was my husband, I wouldn't have that. You don't see how she looking at you? Referring to Kathy. And I was like, whatever. So I get up and my sister gets up and we're getting ready to head out. You guys, why did Kathy jump up and grab my arm and was like, can we talk? Can we talk? And I literally had to snatch my arm away from her, like, let me go. Like, let me go. And the reason why me and Naya is not really cool no more is because Naya sat there and she watched the whole situation, and not one time, and I understand you're pregnant, not one time did you step in at your baby shower and let it be known that what Kathy was doing to me was not okay. Not once did she stand up for me when Kathy fired me and let her know that's not okay, because I was an awesome worker. So, long story short, women are very jealous and territorial. And if anything wrongful ever happened to you when you know you did no wrong, just know there's something better for you. Keep moving forward, keep pushing forward, and believe in your abilities and who you are, and what's meant for you will soon come your way. More of the story, do you, sis, unapologetically. Much love. Living the life you deserve. Thanks for watching, sis. Until next time.